Getting Started Guide 25.2 Chapter 1 LibreOffice Basics. Getting started installation. The process for installing LibreOffice differs by operating system. Table 3 shows the effect of installation on each supported operating system. Table 3 Results after installation in supported systems. Operating system installation effect. Windows. A desktop icon is created. Linux entries for LibreOffice and each of the LibreOffice modules appear in Applications. Mac OS. An entry for LibreOffice is added to Applications. Startup. Use the desktop icon or click on LibreOffice in your Applications folder to launch the LibreOffice Start Center. The Start Center lists available modules, recent documents, and templates. Figure 3. LibreOffice Start Center. Select a module from the Filter drop-down to filter available files by the application they open in. Tip to pin a document in the Start Center so it is always visible. Hover over the corresponding document and click on the pin icon in the top left corner. The pinned document is shown on a separate line at the beginning of the list, along with other pinned documents. Module used to open a LibreOffice module. Click on the name of the module. Click on a file that is displayed in the Start Center to open the file in the associated module. For example, clicking on an ODS file opens the file in Calc. Select Templates in the Start Center and choose a template for a new file, which will open the LibreOffice module associated with that template. Select Open File to open the file browser, then navigate to the desired file's location. Select the file, then click on the Open button to open the file in the associated LibreOffice module. Select Remote File to open the Remote Files browser. Navigate to the file location, select it, then click on the Open button to launch the associated LibreOffice module. Note: if a LibreOffice module is the application associated with a specific file type, clicking on the file in a folder or file browser launches the associated LibreOffice module. For more information on opening files, see Opening an existing document on page 32. Closing LibreOffice. There are multiple methods for closing LibreOffice. Windows and Linux. Go to File, exit LibreOffice on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Q. If only one LibreOffice document is open, click on the right side of the title bar to close the application. Mac OS. Go to LibreOffice. Quit LibreOffice on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut +Q. Note: if any documents have not been saved since the last change, a warning message is displayed. Select whether to save or discard the changes. Main LibreOffice window. The user interface of each LibreOffice module follows the same basic design, with variations depending on the module's features. Each module has a title bar, menu bar, and standard toolbar at the top of the window and the status bar at the bottom of the window. Figure 4. Chapter 1 LibreOffice Basics 23. Note: by default, LibreOffice commands are grouped in the standard toolbar user interface. Other user interface variants are available. Go to View User Interface on the menu bar to change the user interface. For more information, see Chapter 13, Customizing LibreOffice. Figure 4. The main LibreOffice window in Writer title bar. The title bar is located at the top of the LibreOffice window. Figure 4. It shows the name of the current file. When a document is created, the document name will be entitled X, where X is a number. New documents are numbered in the order in which they are created. Menu bar. The menu bar is located below the title bar in Windows and Linux. Figure 4, and at the top of the desktop in Mac OS. Clicking a menu item causes a drop-down menu to appear directly below the item in the menu bar. Menu items perform one of the following actions. Directly cause an action, for example file close or file save. Open a dialog. Any command that opens a dialog has 3 dots following that command. For example, the command Edit Find and Replace on the menu bar opens a dialog. Open another submenu. Any command that opens yet another submenu has a right-pointing chevron that follows the command's name. Moving the mouse's arrow over one of these commands opens another submenu that contains additional commands, for example view rulers or vertical ruler. Contains keyboard shortcuts for some commands. Some menu items are illustrated by an icon representing the command or a checkbox or radio button indicating that a selection can be made. The default menu bar in Writer includes the controls described in Table 4. Table 4 menu bar entries control description file lists commands that apply to the entire document, for example open, save, and print. Edit lists commands for editing a document, including undo, find and replace, cut, copy, paste, and track changes. View lists commands that control how a document is displayed, such as user interface, toolbars, text boundaries, rulers, and zoom. Insert lists commands that insert elements into a document, for example image, comment, header and footer, and table of contents and index. Format lists commands that are used to format a document's layout. Styles lists commands that handle type styles. It includes commands that apply common styles and manage styles as well as commands for editing, loading, and creating styles. Table lists commands for inserting and editing tables. Form lists commands inserting and editing form fields. Tools lists Writer functions that handle specific tasks including spelling, autocorrect, customize, and options. Window lists commands that affect the display window. Help links to the LibreOffice help, what's this? And other information about LibreOffice. Note Table 4 shows the default menu bar controls for the Writer module. The default controls for other modules may vary. Toolbars LibreOffice's toolbars can be in one of two states, docked or floating. When a toolbar is docked, it is attached to the document's main window. When a toolbar is floating, it is not attached to the main window and can be moved anywhere on the screen. The standard toolbar is docked to the top of the window by default, with a second toolbar docked below the standard toolbar. The second toolbar varies depending on context and which LibreOffice module is loaded. For example, in Writer the formatting toolbar appears below the standard toolbar by default. However, when an image is selected, the Drawing Object Properties toolbar appears instead. When the object is deselected, the Drawing Object Properties toolbar closes and the Formatting toolbar appears again. Note: to reduce the number of toolbars displayed and provide more space for a document, change the user interface to a single toolbar as an alternative to the default double toolbar user interface. This single toolbar user interface contains the most used commands. To activate a single toolbar user interface, go to View User Interface and select Single Toolbar from the Select Your Preferred User Interface dialog. For more information, see Chapter 13, Customizing LibreOffice. Displaying or closing toolbars. To display a toolbar, choose View Toolbars on the menu bar, then select the name of a toolbar from the submenu. Active toolbars have a checkmark next to their name. To close a toolbar, either choose View Toolbars on the menu bar and deselect the toolbar, or right-click in an empty space between the icons on a toolbar and choose Close Toolbar from the context menu. Note: the View menu does not include floating toolbars that are created from tool palettes, but they are displayed in the LibreOffice window. Submenus and tool palettes. Submenus. If a toolbar item has submenus, a small triangle appears to the right of the tool's icon. Clicking on the triangle displays submenus containing additional commands, tool palettes, or methods of selecting items. Tool palettes. A tool palette is a pop-up collection of tools attached to a single tool on a toolbar. Tool palettes can be made into floating toolbars using the following method. 1. Click on Basic Shapes on the drawing toolbar to open the tool palette. 2. Click on the toolbar handle highlighted in Figure 5 and drag the tool palette onto the open document. 3. Release the toolbar handle and the tool palette becomes a floating toolbar. Figure 5. Example of creating floating subtoolbar from a tool palette. Note if the toolbar handle is not visible, the tool palette or toolbar is locked into its docked position and has to be unlocked. See locking and unlocking toolbars below for more information. Locking and unlocking toolbars. To lock all toolbars and prevent them from being moved, choose View Toolbars on the menu bar and select Lock Toolbars on the submenu, then restart LibreOffice. If the command Lock Toolbars has a check mark next to it, all toolbars will be locked. To unlock all toolbars and allow all toolbars to be repositioned or turned into floating toolbars, go to View Toolbars on the menu bar and select Lock Toolbars on the submenu. To finish unlocking all toolbars, LibreOffice has to be restarted to complete this task. Once you have finished unlocking the toolbars, the check mark will be removed from the command Lock Toolbars. However, if you single toolbar to prevent it from being repositioned or turned into a floating toolbar, right-click in an empty space on the toolbar and select Lock Toolbar Position from the submenu that opens. A check mark appears against Lock Toolbar Position. To unlock a single toolbar so that it can be repositioned or used as a floating toolbar, right-click in an empty space on the toolbar and select Lock Toolbar Position from the submenu that opens. The check mark next to Lock Toolbar Position is removed. Moving, docking, and floating toolbars. If a toolbar is docked and unlocked, a toolbar handle appears at the left end of the toolbar. This dotted toolbar handle is highlighted in Figure 6. This handle is used to control the location of the toolbar. The appearance of the toolbar handle varies depending on operation and theme settings. Figure 6. Example of toolbar handles. 1. Move the cursor over the toolbar handle until it changes to the Move Selection cursor. The exact appearance varies depending on operating system and theme settings. 2. Click on the toolbar handle and drag the toolbar to a new docked position or create a floating toolbar, then release the toolbar. The toolbar handle disappears when the toolbar becomes a floating toolbar. To move a floating toolbar, use one of the following methods. Click in the title bar of the toolbar and drag the toolbar to a new floating position, then release the toolbar. Select the toolbar title bar and drag the toolbar to a docked location. LibreOffice supports docking toolbars at the top, bottom, or left side of the main window. Select the downward triangle on the toolbar title bar, then choose Dock Toolbar to dock the toolbar in its default position. For example, the default position of the bullets and numbering toolbar is at the bottom of the main window. Note, when moving a toolbar to a docked location, LibreOffice indicates that the toolbar is in a docked position when a hashed border appears around the toolbar. Once the hashed border appears, release the toolbar to dock it. To dock the selected floating toolbar in its default position, select Dock Toolbar. The toolbar can be moved to a different docked position. To dock all floating toolbars in their default positions, select Dock All Toolbars. The toolbars can be moved to different docked positions. To lock a docked toolbar into its docked position, select Lock Toolbar Position. To close the selected toolbar, click on the right of the toolbar title bar or select Close Toolbar. Context-sensitive toolbars. Some toolbars in LibreOffice are context-sensitive and only open when an object is selected or the cursor is positioned in text. For example, the Table toolbar opens when the cursor is placed within a table. The Bullets and Numbering toolbar opens when the cursor is placed in an ordered or unordered list. The Image toolbar appears when an image is selected. Customizing toolbars. There are a number of ways to customize toolbars in LibreOffice. Visible buttons. Use the Visible Buttons submenu to show or hide buttons on a toolbar. 1. Right-click on the toolbar. 2. Select Visible Buttons on the context menu. 3. In the Visible Buttons submenu, click on a button to show or hide it. Visible buttons have a checkmark next to them. The Visible Buttons menu only shows or hides buttons that have already been added to the toolbar. To add more tools to the toolbar or remove existing buttons, use the Customize Toolbar dialog. Customize Toolbar dialog 1. Choose View Toolbars, Customize, or right-click on the toolbar and select Customize Toolbar from the context menu. 2. Select the module name from the Scope drop-down to modify the toolbar for all documents in the module. Select the document name to modify the toolbar only for a specific document. 3. Select a toolbar to customize from the Target drop-down. 4. Select a tool from the Available Commands menu and click the right arrow button to add it to the toolbar. Select a tool from the Assigned Commands list and click the left arrow button to remove it from the toolbar. 5. Click OK. To quickly find a specific tool in the Available Commands list, start typing the name in the search box. Use the Category drop-down to filter available commands by category. For example, select the Drawing category to display a list of tools related to creating and editing drawing objects. Context menus. Context menus provide quick access to many menu functions. Right-click on a paragraph, graphic, or other object. When a context menu is opened, the available functions or options depend on the object that has been selected. A context menu is the easiest way to use a function or option, especially if its location in the menus or toolbars is not known. Customizing context menus. Context menus can be customized using the Context Menu tab of the Customize dialog. 1. Choose Tools, Customize, and select the Context Menus tab. 2. Select the module name from the Scope drop-down to modify the context menu for all documents in the module. Select the document name to modify the context menu only for a specific document. 3. Select a context menu to customize from the Target drop-down. 4. Select a command from the Available Commands menu and click the right arrow button to add it to the context menu. Select a tool from the Assigned Commands list and click the left arrow button to remove it from the context menu. 5. Click OK. To quickly find a specific command in the Available Commands list, start typing the name in the search box. Use the Category drop-down to filter available commands by category. For example, select the Drawing category to display a list of commands related to creating and editing drawing objects. Status bar. The status bar is located at the bottom of the workspace. It provides information about the document and also include convenient ways to change some features quickly. It is similar in Writer, Calc, Impress, and Draw, but each LibreOffice module includes some module-specific items. To hide the status bar, choose View on the menu bar and deselect Status bar. The Impress status bar is shown in Figure 7. It has the following components. Slide number. The slide number currently displayed in the Impress workspace and the total number of slides in the presentation. Information area changes depending on the object selected on the current Impress slide. Examples shown in Table 5. Table 5. Examples of information. Example selection. Examples of information shown. Text area. Text edit. Paragraph X. Row Y. Column Z. Charts. Spreadsheets. Embedded object. OLE. Object name selected. Figure 7. The Impress status bar. 1. Slide number. 2. Information area. 3. Master slide. 4. Cursor position. 5. Object size. 6. And save changes. 7. Digital signature. 8. Text language. 9. Fit slide. 10. Zoom slide. 11. Zoom percentage. Chapter 1. LibreOffice Basics. 29. Master slide. The master slide associated with the slide or notes pages in the workspace. Right-click this area to view a list of available master slides in Impress. If necessary, select a master slide and apply it to the current slide. Double-click to open the Available Master Slides dialog. Cursor position / object size shows different information depending on which Impress objects are selected. When no object is selected, Impress displays the current position X and Y coordinates of the cursor. When an object is selected and being resized, this area of the Impress status bar shows the size of the object width and height. If an object is currently selected in Impress, the position numbers shows X and Y coordinates of the upper left corner and the object size number pair displays the size of the object. These numbers do not relate to the object itself, but to the selection outline, which is the smallest possible rectangle that can contain the visible parts of the object. When an object is selected, clicking in these areas opens the position and size dialog. Unsaved changes indicates if there are any unsaved changes in the Impress presentation. Clicking on this icon saves the document. If the presentation has not been saved before, the Save As dialog opens, giving the opportunity to save the presentation. Digital signatures indicates if the Impress presentation has a digital signature. Text language indicates the language used for any text in an Impress presentation. Fit slide. Click the Fit slide icon to fit in the currently selected slide in the workspace. Zoom slider. Move the zoom slider to zoom in and out of the currently displayed slide. Moving the slider towards the plus sign plus zooms in. Moving it towards the minus sign zooms out. Zoom percentage indicates the zoom level of the slide displayed in the Impress workspace. Clicking on Zoom percentage opens the Zoom and View Layout dialog where the settings for zoom factor and view layout are adjusted. Sidebar. The sidebar is an expandable/collapsible toolbar that is, by default, positioned on the right side of a LibreOffice module's workspace. The sidebar consists of several decks that contain tools and options available for use in the open LibreOffice module. Decks are organized into panels with an icon bar on the right side of the sidebar. The icon bar allows switching between the different decks. The sidebar may be expanded and collapsed using the Hide/Show button on the left of the sidebar. It may also be removed completely using the View sidebar control on the menu bar. Figure 8 below shows the properties deck of the Writer's sidebar. Figure 8. Example of properties deck in Writer's sidebar. The sidebar can be undocked and redocked using the hamburger menu identical in the top right corner of the sidebar, or by using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus Shift plus F10 Mac OS plus Shift plus F10. All LibreOffice modules have properties, styles, gallery, and navigator deck in the sidebar. The Writer, Draw, and Calc modules have the additional decks listed in below. Writer, Draw, Calc, Page Style, Master, Slides, Functions, Design, Themes, Animation, Style, Inspector, Shapes, Manage, Track Changes, Slide, Transition for Impress, Shapes, Accessibility Check, Find, Working with Documents, Creating a new document. There are multiple ways to create a new document in LibreOffice. Creating a new document using the Start Center. Open the LibreOffice Start Center, then click on the name of a LibreOffice module. For example, click on Impress Presentation and a new presentation is created. Click on Templates in the Start Center and the available LibreOffice templates are displayed. Click on the required template to create a new file and the LibreOffice module opens with a new document. Creating a new document using the File menu. Choose File New on the menu bar and select the type of document from the submenu that opens. The applicable LibreOffice module also opens. Choose File Wizards on the menu bar and select the type of document from the options available in the submenu. Creating a new document using the Standard toolbar. Click on the downward triangle next to New on the Standard toolbar and select the type of document from that context menu. For example, click on Drawing and a new drawing is created. The applicable LibreOffice module also opens. Click on New on the Standard toolbar and a new document is created by the LibreOffice module. For example, if Writer is open and active, this icon will create a new Writer document. Creating a new document using a keyboard shortcut. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus and Mac OS plus N to create a new document. The type of document created depends on which LibreOffice module is open and active. For example, if Calc is open and active, a new spreadsheet is created. Opening an existing document. To open an existing LibreOffice document in the appropriate module, use one of the following methods. Click Open File in the Start Center and select the file. Go to File, Open on the menu bar and select the file. Click on Open on the Standard toolbar and select the file. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+O Mac OS+O and select the file. Click Recent Documents in the Start Center and select a recent file from the center. Choose File Recent Documents on the menu bar and select the file from the files displayed in the context menu. Choose File Open Remote on the menu bar and select the file from the list of files made available by the remote server service. If asked, enter the relevant server credentials. Notes files that have previously been renamed or moved may still be listed in the Start Center, and clicking on those types of file names will generate an error. To remove the file from the Start Center, hover the cursor over the thumbnail until it appears in the upper right corner, and then click on the dot when selecting a LibreOffice file from the Start Center. Open Dialog or File Browser. You can limit the files seen by file type. For example, selecting text documents as the file type limits the files displayed to documents that writer can open. See Chapter 10, Working with File Formats, Security, and Exporting for more information about working with files on remote servers. LibreOffice can open files compatible with the Open Document Format (ODF), which includes many formats from Microsoft. For example, LibreOffice can open MS Word files *.doc or *.docx in Writer. MS Excel files *.xls or *.xlsx can be opened in Calc. MS PowerPoint files *.ppt or *.pptx can be opened in Impress, and so on. See Chapter 10, Working with File Formats, Security, and Exporting for more information about working with different file types. Saving documents. LibreOffice documents can be saved with one of the following methods. Save saves all changes made, keeping the current file name and location of the file. To save a file, go to File Save on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+S Mac OS+S. Click on Save on the standard toolbar. Click on the Save icon in the status bar. Save as creates a new document with the option to change the file name or file format, or save the file in a different location. Go to File Save As on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+S Mac OS+Shift+S. Click on the downward triangle next to Save on the standard toolbar and select Save As from the context menu. Save a copy saves a copy of the current document, for example, in a different location on the computer system. The current document remains open for more editing. Go to File Save a Copy on the menu bar. Click on the downward triangle next to Save on the standard toolbar and select Save a Copy from the context menu. Save All saves all the files that are open in LibreOffice. Go to File Save All on the menu bar. This option is only available when more than one LibreOffice document is open. Save Remote saves the file in a remote server. The remote server settings must exist prior to the Save Remote command. If not, you can define the remote server settings and protocols in the Remote Files dialog. Some servers require the correct credentials to allow the files to be saved. Saving documents automatically. The auto recovery feature in LibreOffice saves files automatically to help prevent loss of data in the event of a software crash, power outage, or other event which causes LibreOffice to terminate in an unusual way. When files are saved automatically, LibreOffice overwrites the last saved state of the file. To set up automatic file saving, do the following. 1. Go to Tools Options Load/Save General Mac OS LibreOffice Preferences Load/Save General on the menu bar. 2. In Save, select the Auto Recovery Information Every option and set the time interval in the box, for example 10 minutes. 3. Optionally, you can save the whole file instead by checking the Automatically Save the Document to checkbox. The time interval is the same as the Auto Recovery Information Every time interval. 4. Click OK to save the selection and close the dialog. Reloading documents. Reloading a document in LibreOffice causes all the changes made in an editing session after the last save to be discarded. To reload a document, go to File, Reload on the menu bar. Note: if you reload a document, a confirmation dialog will open and warn the user that reloading will discard the last unsaved changes. Closing documents. Close a LibreOffice document with one of the following methods. Go to File, Close on the menu bar. In Windows or Linux, click on the at the right end of the window title bar. In Mac OS, click on the red button at the left end of the title bar. If the document to be closed is the only document that is open, another icon shows at the end of the menu bar. When clicking on this icon, following happens. In Windows and Linux, the document closes and the LibreOffice Start Center opens. In Mac OS, the document closes and the menu bar remains at the top of the screen. Note: if the document has not been saved since the last change, a confirmation dialog opens with a warning message. Select whether to save or discard the changes before closing. Using the navigator lists all objects contained in a document in categories. It is available as a dialog or sidebar deck. Figures 9 and 10 show the navigator in Impress and Writer respectively. The navigator provides an easy method of locating and selecting objects in a document. If possible, give each object unique and descriptive names so that you can easily locate an object. To rename an object, right-click on the object name in Navigator and select Rename from the context menu. The navigator can be opened with one of the following methods. Navigator dialog. Go to View Navigator on the menu bar, or use the keyboard shortcut F5 for Windows and Mac OS, or Ctrl+Shift+F5 for Linux. Navigator deck on the sidebar. Click on the navigator icon on the right of the sidebar, or use the keyboard shortcut Alt+Ctrl+4 for Windows and Linux, or ++4 for Mac OS. To close the navigator, click on the right of the title bar, or use the keyboard shortcut. The categories are specific to each LibreOffice module. Click on the right chevron next to each category name to open the list of objects contained in it. Also, the navigator provides some functions that are specific to each LibreOffice module. Figure 9, Example of Impress Navigator Dialog. Figure 10, Example of Navigator Deck and Writer Sidebar displaying multiple views of a document. LibreOffice supports opening multiple views of the same document. For example, when using Writer, separate views of a document can be used for copying or moving information from one page to another. Each view is displayed in its own window, and LibreOffice can show different pages, use different zoom levels, or use other settings. Changes to a document in one window are automatically reflected in the other windows. To open a document in a new window, choose Window, New Window on the menu bar. The file name of each document is displayed in the title bar of each window. Figure 11 shows how separate views of one document can be opened at the same time. The Windows menu displays a list of open documents with a checkmark or radio button next to the active document. Switch between windows by clicking on a name in the list or by clicking on the window itself if it is visible on the display. Figure 11, Example of Separate Windows List. To close a window, go to Window, Close Window on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+W. Mac OS +W. Undoing and redoing changes. Undoing. To undo the most recent change in a document, use one of these methods. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Z. Mac OS +C. Click on Undo in the standard toolbar. Go to Edit Undo on the menu bar. Click the small triangle to the right of Undo on the standard toolbar to open a list of changes that can be undone. Multiple consecutive changes can be selected and deleted at the same time. Redoing. After changes have been undone, changes can be redone using one of the following methods. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Y. Mac OS +Y. Click on Redo in the standard toolbar. Go to Edit Redo on the menu bar. Click the small triangle to the right of Redo on the standard toolbar to open a list of undo commands that can be redone. LibreOffice can select multiple consecutive undo commands and redo them at the same time. Repeating undo and redo commands. Repeating undo and redo commands can save several repetitive menu navigation clicks or keyboard shortcuts, especially when a command is taken from a context menu or submenu. To repeat the last undo or redo command applied to a document, use one of the following methods. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+Y, Mac OS +Shift+Y. Go to Edit Repeat on the menu bar. Printing default printer. This section provides some examples of how to set up a default printer on a computer in LibreOffice. The exact method varies depending on the computer and operating system in use. Note: when printing, the name of the default printer installed on a computer appears in the Print tool name, Print directly tool name, Print dialog, and Printer settings dialog. For more information about printing the different types of documents that LibreOffice can create, see the user guides for each LibreOffice module. Printing options are not available when viewing a LibreOffice base table or query. Windows 1 Open Settings, then go to Devices, Printers and Scanners. 2. Select a printer from the displayed list. 3. Select Manage Set as Default and then close Settings. Linux 1 Open Settings, then go to Printers. 2. Select a printer from the displayed list. 3. Click on the Settings icon on the right of the printer name. 4. Select Use Printer by Default from the drop-down list and close Settings. Mac OS 1 Open System Settings, then open Printers and Scanners. 2. In Default Printer, select the printer to use as default printer from the drop-down list, then close Settings. Quick Printing. The Print directly feature prints the entire open document using the computer's default printer. To quick print a document, click on Print directly on the standard toolbar. If Print directly is not visible on the standard toolbar, it can be added to the toolbar using the following method. 1. Right-click in a blank area on the standard toolbar to open a context menu. 2. Select visible buttons from the context menu. 3. Select Print directly from the list of available tools to install it on the standard toolbar. Figure 12 shows the standard toolbar. Figure 12. Draw standard toolbar with print directly visible. Printer setup. Table 6 lists the options that are available in the printer setup dialog. Table 6. Options for printer setup. Option description. Printer lists information that applies to the selected printer. If the list is empty, install a default printer for the computer. Refer to the printer and computer user guides for more information on connecting printers. Name lists the installed printers on the computer. To change the default printer, select a printer name from the drop-down list. Status describes the current status of the selected printer. Type displays the type of printer that is selected. Location displays the computer connection for the selected printer. Comments displays additional information for the printer. Properties changes the printer settings of the computer operating system for the current document. Make sure that the layout orientation landscape or portrait matches the page format set in Format page on the menu bar. Options opens the Printer Options dialog box, allowing the global printer options set in Tools Options, LibreOffice Writer or LibreOffice Calc. Print Mac OS, LibreOffice Preferences, LibreOffice Writer or LibreOffice Calc. Print to be overridden when printing the current document. Note: options in the Printer Settings dialog is only available in LibreOffice Writer and Calc. Here is an example of setting up a printer on a computer for LibreOffice. 1. Connect the printer to the computer. Refer to the printer and computer user guides for more information on connecting printers. 2. Go to File, Printer Settings on the menu bar to open a printer setup dialog. Figure 13 shows an example of a printer setup dialog. Figure 13, example of a printer setup dialog. 3. Click on Options in Printer Setup dialog to open the Printer Options dialog. Figure 14 shows an example of a printer options dialog. 4. Select the desired printer options, then click on OK to save the selection and close the Printer Options dialog. Figure 14, example of printer options dialog. 5. If necessary, click on Properties in the Printer Setup dialog to open a Properties dialog for the default printer. 6. Select the required properties, then click on OK to save the selection and close the Properties dialog. 7. Click OK to save the printer setup and close the Printer Setup dialog. LibreOffice Printing Options. General printing options. After you install a printer on a computer, the general printing options for LibreOffice can be customized. Go to Tools, Options, LibreOffice Print, Mac OS, LibreOffice Preferences, LibreOffice Print to open the Options LibreOffice Print dialog. Figure 15. The available general print options for LibreOffice are as follows. Settings for specifies whether the print settings apply to direct printing or to printing to a file. Defaults convert colors to grayscale specifies that all colors in a document are printed only as grayscale. Include transparent objects when selected. The reduction in print quality for bitmaps also applies to the transparent areas of objects. Figure 15, Options LibreOffice Print dialog. Reduce bitmaps specifies that bitmaps are printed with reduced quality. The resolution can only be reduced and not increased. Resolution specifies the maximum print quality in dpi. The resolution can only be reduced and not increased. High print quality. High print quality sets the print resolution to 300 dpi. Normal print quality. Normal print quality sets the print resolution to 200 dpi. Note: reducing the amount of data sent by LibreOffice to the printer increases the print speed because the print files are smaller. This makes it easier for printers with a smaller memory when printing large files. However, reducing print data can result in slightly lower print quality. Reduce transparency. If selected, transparent objects are printed like normal, non-transparent objects, depending on your selection in the following two option buttons. Automatically specifies that the transparency is only printed if the transparent area covers less than a quarter of the entire page. No transparency. When selected, a transparency does not print. Note: transparencies cannot be sent directly to a printer. Transparencies must be visible to be calculated by LibreOffice as bitmaps and sent to the printer. Depending on bitmap size and the print resolution, a large amount of data may be generated. Warnings defines which warnings appear before printing begins. Paper size. Select this option if a certain paper size is required for printing the current document. If the paper size used in the document is not provided by the current printer, an error message opens. Paper orientation. Select this option if a certain paper orientation is required for printing the current document. If the format used by the current document is not available from the printer, an error message opens. Transparency. Select this option if a warning is required if transparent objects are contained in the document. When printing a document with transparencies, a dialog box opens to enable selection if the transparency is to be printed. Reduce gradient. If selected, gradients are printed with reduced quality. Gradient stripes specifies the maximum number of gradient stripes for printing. Intermediate color specifies that gradients are only printed in a single intermediate color. LibreOffice modules. Printing options. To open the Printing Options dialog for each LibreOffice module, go to Tools, Options, LibreOffice Module Name, Print, Mac OS, LibreOffice Preferences, LibreOffice Module Name, Print. The different print settings for each LibreOffice module are summarized in Table 7. For more information, refer to the specific user guide for each module. Table 7. Print options for LibreOffice modules. Feature Writer, Calc, Impress, Draw, Math. Select pages, sheets, or slides to print. Yes, 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 yes. Print multiple pages, sheets, or slides on one page. Yes, 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 no. Print a brochure. Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Print envelopes. Yes, no, 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 no. Print labels or business cards. Yes, no, 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 no. Preview pages or sheets before printing. Yes, yes, no, no, no. Print options. To set printing options for a file, open the print dialog using one of the following methods. Go to File, Print on the menu bar. Click on Print on the standard toolbar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+P. Mac OS+P. General printing options, Windows or Linux. The following options are available in the General tab of the Print dialog. Figure 16. Printer. Select a printer from the list of available devices in the printer drop-down list. Properties. Click on Properties to set properties for the selected printer. The options available vary depending on the selected printer and the operating system being used. Range and copies. All pages, all slides in Impress. Prints all the pages or slides in the document. Selection prints the slides selected in LibreOffice Impress. Pages, slides in Impress. Select the page number S to print. For multiple pages, use the format 1, 3, 7 or 1, 5, 7, 9 for page number selection. Include select from the drop-down list. Odd and even pages, odd pages or even pages. More paper sides. Select from the drop-down list. Print on one side simplex, print on both sides duplex long edge, or print on both sides duplex short edge. More number of copies. Enter number of printed copies required for the document. More collates multiple printed copies into separate documents. More order. Select from create separate print jobs for collated output, only available when more than one copy is being printed, or print in reverse order. Page layout. Paper size. Select the paper size to use from the drop-down list. Orientation. Select from the drop-down list automatic, portrait, or landscape. More pages per sheet. Select from the drop-down list how many pages are printed on one sheet of paper. More order. Select from the drop-down list the printing order of multiple pages on one sheet of paper. More. Draw a border around each page. When multiple slides are printed on one sheet of paper, a border is drawn around each slide. More. Brochure. Prints the document, so the pages can be folded into a brochure or booklet. Figure 16. Impress print dialog. General page in Windows or Linux. General printing options. Mac OS. The following general options are an example of the options available on the general page of the print dialog in Mac OS. Figure 17. Printer. Select the printer to be used from the drop-down list. If the default printer is being used, then this printer will already be selected. Presets. Select from the drop-down list a printing preset. The presets available depend on the type of printer connected to the computer. This also includes any custom presets that have been created. Copies. Enter the number of copies to be printed. Pages. All prints all the pages in the document. From to. Select the page number S to print. For multiple pages, use the format 1, 3, 7 or 1, 5, 7, 9 for page number selection. Print in color. Prints the document in color if the printer selected is capable of color printing. Disable this feature to print the document in monochrome. Double-sided. Select this option to print on both sides of the paper if the printer selected is capable of double-sided printing. Media and quality. Feed from. Select which paper tray to use from a drop-down list if the printer has more than one paper tray. Media type. Select the paper type that is loaded in the paper tray from the drop-down list. For example, envelope, photo, or plain paper. Quality. Select the required level of printing quality. Layout. Pages per sheet. Select how many slides are printed on one sheet of paper from the drop-down list. Layout direction. Select the printing order of multiple slides on one sheet of paper. Border. When multiple slides are printed on one sheet of paper, a border is drawn around each slide. Two-sided specifies how a multi-page document will be bound. Select one of the following options from the drop-down list: off, long edge binding, short edge binding, booklet. Reverse page orientation. If LibreOffice prints the slides in the wrong order, select this option and print the document again. Flip horizontally. If LibreOffice prints the pages in the wrong orientation, select this option and print the document again. Paper handling. Collate sheets allows selected multiple printed copies to be collated into separate documents. Sheets to print. Select which slides in the document to print from the drop-down list: all pages, odd only, even only. Sheet order selects the page printing order from the drop-down list: automatic, normal, reverse. Scale to fit paper size adjusts the printed slide to fit the paper size. Destination paper size only available if scale to fit paper size has been selected. Selects a paper size from the options available in the included drop-down list. Scale down only. Select this option to reduce slide size to fit the paper. Only available if the paper size is smaller than the slide size. Figure 17. Impress print dialog. General page in Mac OS. Watermark provides options to print watermark text on the slides, for example, confidential if the presentation is of a sensitive nature. Printer info shows the details of the selected printer. LibreOffice module printing options. For more information on using specific printing options available in each LibreOffice module, see the user guide for each LibreOffice module. For example, specific printing could be for individual pages, slides, or drawings. Range of pages, slides, or drawings. Selection of text or graphics writer. Individual sheets, range of sheets or selected cells, calc. Handouts, outlines, or notes, impress. Envelopes, labels, or business cards, writer. Brochure printing. In writer, impress, and draw, documents can be printed in the correct order to form a booklet or brochure. Below are some examples. Actual brochure printing procedure depends on the computer operating system and type of printer being used. You may need to experiment to find the correct method for brochure printing. Single-sided printing. This is an example of how you can create a brochure or booklet with a printer that can only print single-sided pages. 1. Open the print dialog using one of the following methods. Go to File, Print on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+P, Mac OS +P. Click on Print on the standard toolbar. 2. Click on General to open the page for general print options and, if necessary, select a printer from the printer drop-down list of printers available. 3. Click on Properties to open the Printer Properties dialog for the printer being used and check the printer is set to the same page orientation as specified for the page setup for the pages. Usually page orientation does not matter, but it is important for brochures. 4. Click OK to close the Properties dialog and return to the Print dialog. 5. In Range and Copies, select all slides. A minimum of 4 slides is required to create a brochure. 6. In Range and Copies, select the number of copies required to match the required number of brochures. 7. In Layout, select Brochure. 8. In Range and Copies, select Even Slides option in Include. 9. Click OK to print the even slides in the presentation. 10. Take the printed pages out of the printer and put them back into the printer in the correct orientation to print on the other side of the paper. It may be necessary to experiment to find out the correct arrangement for the printer being used. 11. In Range and Copies, select Odd Slides option in Include. 12. In Range and Copies, select the same number of copies used for printing the even slides. 13. Click OK to print the odd slides in the presentation and close the Print dialog. 14. Assemble the brochures and bind them, if necessary. Double-sided or duplex printing. Printing a brochure with a printer that is capable of double-sided or duplex printing makes the task of creating brochures simpler. 1. Open the print dialog using one of the following methods. Go to File, Print on the menu bar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+P, Mac OS plus P. Click the print icon on the standard toolbar. 2. Click on General to open the page for general print options and, if necessary, select a printer from the printer drop-down list of printers available. 3. Click on Properties to open the Printer Properties dialog for the printer being used and check the printer is set to the same page orientation as specified for the page setup for the slides. Page orientation is especially important for brochures. 4. Click OK to close the Properties dialog and return to the Print dialog. 5. In Range and Copies, select all slides. A minimum of 4 slides is required to create a brochure. 6. In Range and Copies, select Print on both sides duplex long edge or Print on both sides duplex short edge option. Normally, long edge binding is used for portrait printing and short edge binding is used for landscape printing. 7. In Range and Copies, select the number of copies required to match the required number of brochures. 8. In Range and Copies, select the collate option. This option is only active when printing multiple copies of the same document. 9. In Layout, select Brochure. 10. Click OK to close to the Print dialog and print the required number of pages for the brochures. 11. If necessary, bind the brochures to match either long edge or short edge binding. Figure 18. Print Preview Toolbar. Print previewing a document can be previewed before it is printed in the Writer and Calc modules. Print previewing is useful, especially when printing a document double-sided to check that there are no errors before the document is printed. Print previewing is opened as follows. 1. Open Print Preview using one of the following methods. Go to File, Print Preview on the menu bar. Click on Toggle Print Preview on the standard toolbar. Use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+O, Mac OS plus Shift+O. Opening Print Preview causes the Print Preview toolbar figure 15 to open and the Formatting toolbar to close. 2. Select a preview option from the available options: Single Page Preview, 2 Pages Preview, Book Preview, or Multiple Pages Preview. 3. To print the document from Print Preview, click Print on the Print Preview toolbar to open the Print dialog, then select the printing options and click OK. Mac OS Print. 4. To close the preview, click on Close Preview on the Print Preview toolbar. The document switches back to normal view and the Formatting toolbar reopened, replacing the Print Preview toolbar. Note: when a document is in Print Preview mode, the document cannot be edited. If necessary, click on Book View in the status bar to display the document in book format. The document can be edited when using Book View on the status bar. Click on Single Page View to return the document to normal view. Using Safe Mode. Safe Mode is used to restore LibreOffice after it has stopped working, fails to launch correctly, or a file has become corrupted. It starts LibreOffice with a fresh user profile and disables hardware acceleration. Go to Help Restart in Safe Mode on the menu bar to open the Safe Mode dialog. Figure 19. Note: it is recommended to use Safe Mode options from the top down. Figure 19 because the options get more extreme from the top down. Restore from backup. If you suspect that the problems were caused by recent changes to LibreOffice's working state, this option may help you. Since LibreOffice keeps backups of previous configurations and activated extensions, Restore from Backup allows you to restore the user configuration, installed extensions, or both, to a previous known working state. Configure. The Safe Mode option disables either all user extensions, hardware acceleration, or both functions. This may help you if there are crashes on startup or visual glitches that are often related to hardware acceleration. Extensions. If you think that a corrupted extension is blocking or causing LibreOffice to crash, this option will uninstall all user extensions and reset the state of any shared or bundled extensions. In the case of shared or bundled extensions, the option only works if a user has the proper system access rights. It should be used with caution. Reset to factory settings. If all of the above fails, this function will reset the settings and user interface modifications or the entire user profile back to factory defaults. Reset settings and user interface modifications. This function resets any user interface and configuration changes, but keeps items such as personal dictionary, templates, and so on. Reset entire user profile. This function erases all customized options and returns a user profile to the factory default state. Continue in safe mode. If you need to continue in safe mode, it allows you to work in LibreOffice with a temporary profile that was created on startup. Any extensions or configuration options set up previously have to be reconfigured before using. Keep in mind that any changes made to the temporary user profile are lost after a restart. Figure 19. Safe mode dialog. Restart in normal mode. If you have started safe mode accidentally, this option discards any changes, terminating safe mode, and restarting LibreOffice normally. Apply changes and restart. Select this option to apply any of the above changes and restart LibreOffice. Note: if problems are not solved using safe mode, selecting Advanced provides instructions on receiving further aid. Advanced allows you to create a zip file of a corrupted user profile. This file can be uploaded to the bug tracking system for further investigation by the LibreOffice developers. Remember that an uploaded user profile may also contain sensitive information such as installed extensions, personal dictionaries, and user-specific settings.